Diagrams fail miserably, and so I'm writing a book about winemaking that includes the beers at the end of the day and the medicinal gin and tonics that take the pain away. A book about winemaking where geology, geography, and history are every bit as important to the wine as the grapes and the people who make it. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, then a shitty diagram is worth 50,000 words. Most folks have a general idea of where wine comes from. They know it's made of grapes. They even know the name of some of the grapes. Cabernet, Grenache, Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc. They even know the name of some of the places the grapes are turned into wine. Bordeaux, Chablis, Sancerre, Champagne. But where does it really come from? The grapes don't pick themselves, and left to their own devices, their fermentation would result in a rather pungent vinegar. Now, there's plentiful a wine book out there with helpful diagrams that show how grapes are harvested and then put into a press, a tank, or a barrel to start their fantastic voyage to becoming wine. They also show different training techniques for the vines and talk about harvest times and hand picking. So that must be it, right? All you need to understand the making of wine is a diagram, and instantaneously grapes turn into vino, Bob's your uncle, and everyone's deliriously happy and very drunk. But the diagram doesn't show anything. In fact, even as a general guide, it's lacking. Let's start with the first part. The grapes going into the press. Is it a bag press? How much does it hold? How many people are needed to load it? Where's the picture of two guys standing on the back of a truck, sweating in the midday sun, desperately trying not to slip off and desperately trying not to drop each of the 50-kilogram comports of grapes, swatting away hungry wasps as everything is slicked with ripe grape musts? How'd the grapes get there? Hand harvesting? Two words that strike an image of pastoral France, complete with happy peasants brandishing secateurs in perfectly manicured vineyards under the bright, warm Mediterranean sun. No mention of vineyards so steep that landslide prevention is the premier safety concern. That starting before sunrise is essential to avoid heat exhaustion. That the secateurs are so sharp you could cut the top of your finger off and not realize it until you saw yourself bleeding. Where are the octogenarian Catalan farmers picking faster than their grandchildren? The picnics in the sun with salad and wine and pale expat folks forgetting just how much water they need not to pass out. Okay, forget about the press and hand harvesting. What about the selfless idiots breaking bones, running around the winery, making sure that everything is getting done by doing everything? You know the most annoying thing about those diagrams? It's not the lack of context or understanding or their genuine inability to pass on any useful knowledge. No. It's the arrows. The arrows that bring you from stage to stage, from tank to press, to barrel to bottle. Those arrows are deeply irksome because it isn't those arrows that do that. It's me. It's winemakers and stagiaires and vendangeurs up from 5 a.m. hand-shifting tons of fruit, wine, fixing hoses, twirling barrels to their rightful stack. And the reward for that is cleaning the winery for the last 3 hours of the day. Where do these wines come from, really? And how are they made?